Hello everybody, and welcome to a Modern Horizons sealed video here on the channel. Now you may be wondering why Modern Horizons sealed, why now, and that is because Grand Prix Las Vegas' main event is going to be Modern Horizons Limited, and sealed is a crucial part of playing in any Grand Prix because all of day one is sealed, so you have to know how to play that format if you are going to qualify for the drafts on day two. So to help you get ready, I am going to be doing some Modern Horizons sealed videos. If you enjoy this type of video, remember to hit that thumbs up button and let me know in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to make more of them. Subscribe to the channel to catch all of my future content and to join this community we have here on YouTube. I do have this little card window here up on the side, so you will be able to see all of the cards while I am playing. But I'm going to go over general how to build a sealed pool in this video, so you will get to watch the process at work. So first things first, I'm going to add every card into this main deck. And then I'm going to start cutting all the cards that I'm not going to be playing. And then that'll give me a general idea. And then I like to sort by color at first because that's generally how you get an idea. And so I'm just going to be cutting all the cards that aren't really necessarily playable or cards that aren't going to be playable in a vacuum. So just going to make this a bit smaller so that, you're going to be able to see the cards on this little window, anything. But basically, yeah. So Ephemerate's not really a card you want to be playing just in any deck. So I'm going to cut it for now, but if we want it, we'll be able to check back on it later. Gilded Light. Not really a card that you want to be playing in most limited decks. That's pretty much unplayable. Reprobation could be solid-ish removal. Depends, but we'll keep it in for now. Shelter's pretty solid. You can get a 2-for-1 with that. Trustworthy Scout, we only have one of them, and also 2-minute. Okay, this is just a bit of an aside. In sealed in general, in pretty much every sealed format, your 2-drops have to be pretty good to be worth playing because a lot of the time the sealed format is going to be slower, and so playing just a random 2-mana 2/2 is just not as good in sealed as it would sometimes be in draft, because in draft you can construct an aggressive curve out that you simply cannot really construct in sealed. So Trustworthy Scout, even if I had like 2 copies of it, I probably wouldn't want to play it in my sealed deck. You want your 2-drops to generally be good in the late game. Something like an Ice Fang Coatl, because even in the late part of the game, you're going to be drawing an extra card, you're going to be trading with a creature with that Death Touch. So yeah, Trustworthy Scout gets the axe for me, even though in limited, in draft, I might be fine playing it. Lancer Sliver, not really what I'm looking for, just 3-mana 2/2 a lot of the time. Splicer Skill has some potential if I can get enough instants and sorceries, we'll keep that in mind. Answered Prayers, not really the type of card I want. Again, it's kind of a more fast-paced card, and sealed generally tends to be slower. It's also kind of hard to cast if I end up with a bunch of splashes, so I'm not really looking to play Answered Prayers. A regular cohort can be solid if I get some payoffs for that. Sarah the Benevolent is actually a huge payoff for being in white. Just 4-drop, make a 4/4 that has flying and vigilance is really good, and then it can plus and start making more, so hopefully you're going to be able to play that Sarah the Benevolent. First Sliver is chosen. Giving your other Sliver creatures Exalted can be actually really good when you have a couple of irregular cohorts, because they do give each other Exalted, so then you have 3 Exalted creatures just by going that little curve out, so that's pretty good. Wall of 1,000 Cuts, not a card I'm really looking to play. It's just a little bit expensive, a little bit slow, and not really a card I'm looking for. And then Valiant Changeling can be solid, definitely has some potential. Moving on to our blue. So overall, our white cards, Sarah's a card we really want to play. We have a couple of solid cards with the irregular cohorts, but overall, white isn't insane. We just would kind of like to play white just to play our Sarah because she is a bomb rare. Moving on to blue, String of Disappearances, fine interaction, but not generally as high priority in sealed because it is going to be a bit slower, but you can generally get enough value to play it with the first copy of String of Disappearances. Ikite, I'm really not sure how good this is in sealed. It's more of an aggressive card, definitely, but it has evasion and it can attack for a decent amount, so we'll keep it in for now. Smoke Shroud, if we get some ninjas, could have some potential, but we'll have to wait and see how many ninjas we get. I'm going to cut it for now. Winter's Rest, if we have enough snow permanents, can be just solid removal. Mana War, quite a nice common. You can retrigger your own abilities, importantly, but we could bounce in a regular cohort and play them again. Spell Snuff generally gets better in sealed, so we'll keep it in for now, but I'm not 100% sure how good this is in the sealed format, and that's why we're going to be experimenting with it, maybe. Chiller Pillar, we'll have to see how many snow permanents we have, but it has some potential. It's a fine card. Choking Tethers, card you can usually play. The cycling, tapping a creature and drawing a card is generally fine. Moonblade's pretty solid. Rain of Revelation's pretty good, especially in sealed. Pondering Mage is great. And then Windcaller Aven is nice as well. So I kind of like my blue cards. I have 11 of those. Moving on to our black cards. I'm not really a fan of Carrion Feeder. Just 1-mana 1/1, can't block. It's just kind of small and you don't generally have enough fodder. Edict is also bad because there's cards like a regular cohort that just really punish it. Gluttonous Slug is okay. Putrid Goblin is okay if you have some synergies with it. But generally a card I'm not super stoked to be playing in sealed. It's significantly better than just a 2-mana 2/2 like the Trustworthy Scout, but still not insane. Ransack the Lab, a good card in sealed, especially if you're splashing or looking for a bomb rare. Crypt Rats can be good, but you kind of have to be heavy black for it, and I don't think we're really going to end up there, but I'll keep it in for now. Mindrake, really not a card I'm looking to play. There are some scenarios where you have like a certain card that really wants to be in the graveyard, like Genesis or Hogak, so you'll play Mindrake, but overall I'm not really looking to play Mindrake. Shatter Assumptions, really don't think this card is playable. Graveshifter, basically Gravedigger, but it's a changeling, so that's pretty solid, especially in sealed, where the format's slower. Rank Officer is like okay, but I'm not like a super huge fan of it. It's just, you kind of just undercosted, and you don't really want to be discarding cards, so I'm not really looking to play that. Silumgar Scavenger, get back here for now. Silumgar Scavenger does play well with the Putrid Goblins I have, so I'll keep that in here for now, but it's not insane or anything. Ninja the New Moon could be fine with this Smoke Shroud I have, but overall, my black cards aren't really calling me to black. First Fear Gargantua was okay, but if you look at my black cards, I don't really have a reason to be black. I don't really have any great black cards, and so we are going to just, and if I look at my gold cards, I don't really have any black gold cards, so we're just going to cut our black cards for now. We maybe circle back to it, but overall, there's not really a reason to be black, and if you don't have a reason to be a color, when you have something like other colors that do kind of have a reason to be them, you kind of want to play those. And it looks like we have maybe good green card stuff. So Firebolt, just excellent card. Lava Dart, not really a card I'm looking to play. Just 1 damage isn't usually enough. Reckless Charge, not a card I really want. Pyrophobia, good removal. Tectonic Reformation is an interesting one. It'll depend on our colors and what our deck end up looking like, but it could potentially be playable. Goat Nap if we had some sacrifice things, like if we were playing a Carrion Feeder deck. But I think Goat Nap is more for a constructed, a draft deck where you'll be able to reliably get those sacrifice triggers and going. Urza's Rage. Looks like we have a lot of great red removal spells. Urza's Rage is also a good one. Minotaur's all right, but not insane. Force of Rage can be very good. Just ambushing some things. Cleaving Sliver, not really what we want here because we don't really have a ton of slivers. Goblin War Parties all right, and then Magmatic Sinkhole and Igneous Elemental can do good work as well. So our red cards are quite nice. So far we have 3 colors that are looking pretty solid. I'm not really looking to play Tectonic Reformation, I don't think, even though it can cycle, and yeah, you kind of have to be heavier red for it to work, I think, but I'm not really looking to play that right now. In green, Elvish Fury is definitely not a card you want 2 copies of because the buyback makes it like significantly worse in multiples, but you could potentially run these. It's just not generally as good to run Combat Tricks in sealed because, as I said, it's slower. You're looking for more value-oriented plays. Nimble Mongoose, not really something I'm looking to play ever. Savage Swipe can be good removal. Mother Bear is pretty solid. 2-drop. It's the type of 2-drop that you're fine playing because it does have some nice application later on. But Treetop Ambusher doesn't really. It's more of just an aggressive card. Winding Way can do some work, especially with things like Igneous Elemental or if you're splashing a lot of colors and you're looking for lands with it. But overall, I'm not like insanely hyped on it. Tornado can be solid, but I'm not sure I'd want to main deck 2 copies of it. Bellowing Elk, not really a card I'm looking to play as heavily in sealed. It does combo nicely with a Treetop Ambusher because you can dash it in and constantly trigger the Elk. But overall, you're not generally going to be as aggressive in sealed, so you don't really want a 4-2 that's not really good on defense. Deep Forest Hermit is a straight-up bomb. This card's insane, and kind of just makes me want to play green all by itself. And then, but just because it's just so much power, like it enters the battlefield with 4 squirrels, so that's 8 power because they all get +1/+1. 9 power actually, spread across 5 bodies, so insane. And then Webweaver Changeling can be solid. Lava Belly Sliver, kind of more of an aggressive card, and kind of more of a card for, yeah. I mean, I do have some slivers, like a regular cohort does 2 damage, but you don't really care as much about that in sealed. And then Ice Fang Coatl is just a solid, just 2-color, like, good, very, very powerful card. Gets you a 2-for-1 a lot of the time. Looking at our lands, we have a couple of white cycling lands, which are nice. A red cycling land to go with this Igneous Elemental. And then a couple of Talismans, a couple of black-green ones. We don't really have any black in our deck that we want to play, so we're not really going to play the off-color ones, I don't think. But we could play the blue-red one. We could play the we could play the blue-red one for sure. Then we have a little bit of snow payoff, like with the Ice Fang Coatl, but other than that, not really any snow payoffs, I don't think. We're not really looking to play Hall of Heliod's Generosity. The Axe isn't really something we're looking for. Just a bit clunky, and Automaton's not really something you want to play in sealed. And we're not going to play an off-colored land. We have a decent number of Snowlands, and we might play Cave if we are looking to play all these colors. But now let's just sort by our converted mana cost. Okay, so I think we might want to cut one of these colors, and we have to figure out which color of these is the weakest. So let's actually go back to the colors. So red has a lot of good removal spells, and so I think that's going to be at least played, especially because a lot of those removal spells are single red, and then Force of Rage is pretty solid. White has Sarah the Benevolent, but other than Sarah, it doesn't really have a ton. It has Splicer skill, which is actually quite good with the red cards we have. I don't think we need Reprobation in this type of deck. And then there's just a lot of decent white cards. Savage Swipe. I mean, the green cards, the only really crazy green card that we're looking to play is Deep Forest Hermit, but which we could maybe figure out a way to splash, even though it is double colored, but I'm not even sure about that. But I guess we could still experiment. And then blue has a lot of solid stuff, but nothing super insane in the blue. It also has the Ice Fang Quaddle. But a lot of these blue cards are just solid, but not nuts or anything. So if we cut the red card, we're keeping the red cards for sure. And I think we want to play the Sarah and the Splicer skill to go with the red cards. One cool thing about Splice is it works with Delve in a pretty cool way. So if I cast Magmatic Sinkhole, I can pay the extra mana with the Delve to do the Splice, which is pretty sweet. Nice little combo to know. If I'm playing blue, what blue cards do I even really want? I kind of want the Rain of Revelation for some card draw. I don't think Pondering Mage is worth it because as a double blue card. Mana War maybe, Winter's Rest maybe. I don't think we really need the string, so let's try cutting all these blue cards. And then we can play green, red, or green, white, red, white, green maybe. So then we'll sort by convert mana cost again. So our blue cards are pretty castable off of these talismans. I don't think Valiant Changeling is as... I don't know. I think we have to be heavy white if we're going to be white. And I don't know if we have a reason to be white other than Sarah. But I think Sarah is good enough of a reason to be white. But then the 2/2s aren't necessarily as good. They do combo well with the first sliver, though. And they get buffed by the Deep Forest Hermit, which is kind of nice. I don't think this is a Spinehorn Minotaur deck. Winding Way could be a really good way to splash. We name land and then get a bunch of lands. I don't think there's a Reprobation deck because we have a lot of removal anyway. Don't really want... I guess Tornado could be a fine way to like cycle through the deck and give me extra removal against flyers, but I'm not sure for whether I want that. I think Igneous Elemental has a lot of potential in this deck. So if I cut all these lands for now, how many cards am I left? 28, so I have to make some cuts. Do I have any 2/2s to work with the Savage Swipes? We have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have a lot of good 2/2s to work with the Savage Swipes. So if we cut the Tornadoes, because we have a ton of removal anyway, we can always side those in. And then we cut... we have like not great fixing. We have a decent way to play blue. If we played green-white and then splashed red and blue, thanks to partly the talismans, that could be solid. In that case, because we have a lot of double-colored cards in the green and white, and then the talismans can help us splash the single-colored red cards and the single-colored blue cards that we want. So we could cut Force of Rage in that case. And maybe Igneous Elemental and the Goblin War Party. And then maybe Mana War isn't quite good enough to be worth splashing. Even though it does have really good combo. Yeah, we're going to keep the Mana War. It has enough combos with our deck. Like bouncing a Deep Forest Hermit's insane. Even bouncing a regular Cohort's pretty solid. So if we cut these 3 cards, even though this Force of Rage can technically be cast by discarding a thing. So if we cut those cards, this is 27. Do we have any cards that care about snow? Yes, we have Winter's Rest and Ice Fang Quaddle. So I think the snow cards are worth playing. Okay, now let's just sort by color. And then let's just start moving these layers. So this is red, blue, red. So we're just going to move this over to... So we're going to be playing red, white, green, splashing these cards. So we have 1 blue source, 1 red source. Forgotten Cave can be a red source, kinda. 2 talismans as a red-blue land. We're going to put Cave over here because it's all the colors. Then we're going to put this one here in the middle of those 2. And then we have a decent number of green and white cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lands here. We need more green sources and more white sources. So here we have 1, 2. So we want to add basic lands. So we want to add 1 island maybe. So if we add 1 island, we kind of already have 2 red sources. 1 island, We can add 4 planes. That'll bring us up to 6 planes. I think we want more, 7 planes, at least. We probably want 8, because we do have a lot of double-colored cards. So 6. Then we'll have 4 blue sources. And we'll have, so this is 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's 19 lands. So that's a bit of a yikes. So we'll add these for now, and then we'll see what we want to do. Jeez. Sorry about that. That startled the heck out of me too. Well, it was probably louder for me than for you, but sometimes when you, I forgot to turn off my little thing that lets me know when someone follows my stream, so that was my bad. So we have, this is kind of an all-colored source thing. I don't think we would necessarily want this Forgotten Cave. I think we'd rather run a mountain, just because then we have all of our red sources come in untapped. So I think this gives us a decent number of all of our colors. Cave of Temptation adding all of our colors is really nice. Maybe we cut a plains, so this will give us, we still have 8 sources of it, kind of. And then we have 7 green sources in a way. So this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 4, kind of 5 sources of each of our splash colors. Okay, what's our worst card? I think Valiant Changeling's just a little bit weak. We can't really cast it super early, and it's a double white card, which is kind of hard on our mana base. I think 18 lands is fine, especially because Cave can kind of function as a spell in some ways, and we have 2 cycling lands. And we have this card, which can do a lot of damage. And we have Rain of Revelation to discard extra lands. Though we do have a lot of mana sources in this deck. We have Splicer Skill as a way to use mana. Maybe if we're going to go up to 18, we should run Forgotten Cave over this mountain. It's just I feel like running an untapped red source is so much better. Overall, this deck seems pretty solid to me. Like, it doesn't seem broken, but it seems like it has a lot going on that's potentially really good. Now we just have to look through to see if there's any other cards we want to add back. So Ephemerate, we didn't really get there. We have Icefang Coatl, Mother Bear, which doesn't have any synergy. Manowar has some. Irregular Cohort has some. Actually, never mind. Ephemerate got there. Yeah, we definitely have an Ephemerate deck here, I think. This gains, all of our cards have entered the battlefield effects, pretty much. Oh, man, this just gets trickier and trickier. Oh my gosh, what do we cut now? Kind of want to cut Winding Way. Winding Way seems like a solid card to cut, because it's kind of another land in many cases. So now we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green sources. And a lot of our green things that cost double are expensive. So 7 green sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources. 7 green, 5 blue, 5 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources. Okay, so let's go through cards again. We have nothing we want here. We don't really want to be playing these blue cards. We're not playing black. Tectonic Reformation didn't get there for us. We could consider Force of Rage or Igneous Elemental, but I think we have enough removal and stuff that we don't need them. Yeah, it looks like we finished off this build pretty strong. I think it's good. Let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. Remember to hit that thumbs up if you want to see more sealed builds in the future, and let's get to some matches. Hello, and welcome to the first round here. I'm still going to keep this card window up because many of you might not be as familiar with the cards. I won the die roll. We would like to play first still. And we have some decent stuff in this hand. We have blue and green. We do not have any white mana, but we do have a decent amount of white mana, and we have a Ice Fang Coatl. We can even bounce our own Ice Fang Coatl to get more value. So we are going to keep this hand. Because you keep in mind, Mana War lets you target any creature. I'm going to start with Snow-Covered Forest. And we have Savage Swipe as pretty good removal with this Mana War. Arkham's Astrolabe. We would have really liked to have one of those. This, of course, is pretty premium mana fixing. Let's move this up, both of these up a tiny bit. Okay. Mother Bear. We really want to draw a card and then draw another card, I think. So we're just going to flash in this Ice Fang Coatl. Iceberg, Cankrix, okay. So they look like they're doing a bit of a mill theme, potentially. But we can kill that whenever we want to, pretty much. So now we will play this. Attack them for 1. This is a pretty good draw. Now we can cast Urza's Rage on something if we want. And then we will Mana War. Bounce our own Ice Fang Coatl for some extra card draw. Because this just gets us a lot more value, draws us more cards, finds us our lands. Okay, Iceberg Cankrix, number 2. We're going to have to kill the first one. Those are fine mills. We do not mind as much. Iceberg Cankrix, if you don't know what it does, whenever a snow permanent enters the battlefield, you mill 2 cards from someone. So they just milled a bunch of lands. That's crazy. Okay, so we do kind of want to pressure them. That's an okay draw, but not insane. So first things first, we are going to Ice Fang Coatl. See what we draw. Okay, we drew that. We will play Forest, and then we will play Savage Swipe. Because killing the Iceberg Cankrix is very important there, because it halves the rate of their mill. Holy heck, opponent's playing like a 50-card deck. I did not realize that. That's actually kind of crazy. But we have more removal in our hand, so we don't really mind either way. We're going to get close to casting that if we draw planes. Going to play that. We're probably just going to play our Mother Bear here. We can't actually really cast a lot of the white spells in our hand. We need to draw one more land, but let's look at what they milled. They milled 2 irregular cohorts, a couple lands, and a secluded step. Okay, they're casting Fact or Fiction. Holy heck. Well, you can have Rime Tender or 4 lands. Actually, they might need lands, so... This is my turn 5, so they weren't on the draw, so they might not have any lands. It's probably fine to let them have all the land. If they want to draw, take Rime Tender. Okay, so they took Rime Tender, which we can kill. I don't know. I feel like giving them 4 lands was a bit much. Because having 4 lands, especially with an Arkham's Astrolabe so you can cast anything, is kind of scary. So they dropped the forest that we knew about. If we draw planes, we can drop this Sarah down, which would be really good. milled 2 cards that were not relevant. And the jellyfish. Bouncing my mother bear, okay. Plains, excellent draw. So we're just going to cast our Sarah the Benevolent. Then we will minus. Okay, sorry about this. Okay, the card window's kind of blocking it, but we will minus 3 to make a angel. And then we will pass the turn. Actually, we will attack for 1. If they bounce this, then we're not going to be chump blocking. If we attack here, if they have a kill spell for the angel, we're not going to chump block with the Ice Fang Coatl. But Ice Fang Coatl plus this angel is going to do good work. Okay. Jeez. That's an ouch. Okay, so we did make them use some removal spells. Ephemerate's pretty decent. Gotta admit it. We're gonna cast first Sliver's Chosen here and hold up Ephemerate, I think. No, we can't cast that and hold up Ephemerate. So what do we want to do? We could attack, and then we could Ephemerate this with Splicer's skill spliced on. When we get up to 9 mana, we can just do 10 to their face and win. We have 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just going to assume we're going to draw 3 more lands, one of which is a red source, or we'll draw one of our talismans. 1 talisman's gone, 1 mountain's gone, but we still have 2 red sources left, plus this, so we could get up to 10 lands technically. So we just need to get them down to 10 life. So we will attack. Seems like a pretty solid value play here. Firebolt, that's another good one. So we're going to get to flicker this thing again on our next upkeep. And getting 3/3s is good. Squirrel's Nest, sure. As long as they're not milling us out, we're fine. They only have 2 cards left. We don't care about the ground. We have the ground stalled. We have a lot of good stuff for that. We can just burn them twice. We're just trying to draw lands here. We are going to, of course, try to finish them off so they can't just mill us out in one. Okay, that comes out of stack. Cast and splice additional spells. Okay. We're going to cast Mother Bear if we don't draw land here, probably. Okay, nice. There's a mountain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need a little bit more. So they can make a token, trade off 2 creatures. Sure. Is this a snowland? It is not. I think we're going to firebolt the Rime Tender. Just because this, otherwise they're just going to make two squirrels a turn. Okay, I want to keep this big, but I think I'm going to shrink it a little bit just so that you can see all the cards on a complicated board. Because that is important, of course. And then we'll pass. Keep in mind, we only need to get them down to 10, and then Urza's Rage is uncounterable damage. So we have them. We are essentially, we need to get to 9 mana. Oh, the kicker is 9 mana. Oh, no, we need to get up to 12 mana. Okay, I misread that. Sorry, folks, if you were telling me that through the screen. That's why I'm practicing, so you know these things. So I know these things. Okay, Chiller Pillar, sure, you can mill me for a 2. Webweaver Changeling. So Magmatic Sinkhole. So I still have Firebolt in the graveyard. I have 11 cards in deck, so I'm still fine on that count. This costs 4 to splice, so I could cast Urza's Rage and splice this onto it. Which I think I'm going to do. Definitely not going to tap my white source, though. I think this is going to be pretty good. The dream is to not get milled out. Okay. I'm fine trading 2 squirrels for that, because now I can make 2 more 2/2s. Life total is not the relevant factor in this game. Fact or fiction again, okay. You can have, oh my gosh, they have a lot of cards in their deck. Well, you can have this guy plus, no, Talisman. Yeah, you can have this guy plus Talisman. I don't want to give them infinite mana. But, okay, so they took the 3. So they have these 3 cards in hand. We do have a lot of power and toughness in play. So we can just start casting creatures and hopefully just kill this Cancrix to buy ourselves a ton of time. We can also at some point put the 2 counters onto our 3/3 onto our flyer to make it into a 3/3. But that is pretty heavy mana investment, so I'd rather just cast my spells at the moment. And we can also just cast this at some point. Probably will do that next turn if I draw a land so I can double spell. They're casting Spring Bloom. Oh, they're casting Regrowth to get another Cancrix. Okay. Okay, this is a fine turn. Okay, perfect. Great draw. We will attack. We will actually kill their Cancrix with a flashback Firebolt, if given the opportunity. So we're going to cast Splicer's Skill. Webweaver Changeling. And now if they don't mill us out, which they could very easily, they could just have to cast Iceberg Cankrix, that'll mill us 2. And then Springbloom Druid can get at them 2 more things, that'll mill us for 8. But if they can't do quite enough, then we can maybe get them. Because they can get 2 more snow lands. Because that's another... Oh no, that's exactly 8, isn't it? Rats. Brutal. Okay. Okay, I messed that up, I guess. Okay, so against a mill deck like theirs that is running Cankrix, Reprobation could be good. Bellowing Elk has some potential. I felt like I was in pretty decent shape there, but then... So they're not really looking to attack me, so I don't really need any defensive tools. Shelter, I didn't really see much removal. First Sliver's Chosen is probably a little bit worse than Reprobation here. Just because it's a bit of a slower thing, and the board stalls are mostly going to be me just attacking with everything to try and kill through their Cankrixes. Okay, this is a pretty solid hand. We have all 4 colors of mana. And we have like a pretty decent curve out. Deep Forest, Hermit after an irregular cohort. If we draw a Plains and a Forest, which isn't all that likely, but we do have a Shelter for a redraw. Okay, that's part of the way there. Nice. So we do have Mana War to bounce our own Deep Forest Hermit. We're not just going to cast Mana War because it has to bounce itself then. So opponent's holding up 3 mana, but they don't have a counterspell up, so we're just going to slam a regular cohort. And then hope to rip a forest. Okay. So if we don't draw a land, we can just cast a regular cohort. Number 2. So they also had a Mana War. Okay, that was a fantastic draw. Because now our irregular cohort can attack past it. It's just so much power and toughness. And next turn we can hold up... No, we probably won't hold up Shelter. We'll probably just play another irregular cohort. And we have Shelter to protect it, so we can go to attacks confidently. Oh no, that's brutal. Okay. We will attack. Sure. We're fine trading. Play another irregular cohort, and then play the mountain. And now we can Mana War a big play if they have it, and hit them for 4/7 damage. We have a Shelter up. Man, that Settle Beyond Reality was really brutal. Because the next turn we would have had a... oh, that's actually really good for us. Cast Mana War to bounce this Excavating Anurid. Attack for a lot of damage. We have Shelter up. So even if we cast the Anurid again, we are in good shape. Twin Silk Spider, on the other hand, is far from ideal. And a Chiller Pillar. Okay. Big draw. Savage Swipe is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic draw. We'll attack with everything. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I might have choked this because I could have given this pro green anyway and hit them for 4, and then they block our two biggest. Oh, they would have gone to 1. Cycle this. Oh man, Sarah's going to be a fantastic play. Okay. So they have to have some big plays in their hand, and I don't think they have it. Boom, on to game 3. So we now know they have Settle Beyond Reality, Mana War, they have Twin Silk Spider. Okay, so what changes can we make to get ourselves an advantage? Because changing your deck post-board is a key factor, so we don't really need Webweaver Changeling. This isn't really going to be a matchup about our life total, I don't think, all that much. It also doesn't match up well against their O4s. It doesn't match up well against the Anurid, so I don't really want that. Elvish Fury, on the other hand, seems like it has a lot of potential, because giving our creatures a little bit of a buff could be really good. Igneous Elemental, Goblin War Party. Reckless Charge, not great. What does Smoke Shroud do? We don't really have specifically ninjas, but we do have irregular cohorts, which are kind of like ninjas. We don't have any like single big creatures. We could play Valiant Changeling. That could be a good card. I don't think we want Reprobation because we know they have Mana War. Firebolt still a good card. Let's bring in the Valiant Changeling and an Elvish Fury and try it like that. Valiant Changeling just seems to attack much better into what they have, and we can cast it for cheap. We just need to make sure we have double white to cast it, but we can cast it even in the mid to late stages of the game. And this is a solid keep. We have all of our colors, or 3 of our colors. We have, yeah, we're on the draw, so... Actually, we're on the play. He put us on the play. We're going to just play the land. Interesting that they put us on the play. They're running a 60-card special here, which is kind of crazy. That's actually a fine draw. We can just cast that on turn 3. Okay, they're cycling. We need to draw 1 more land, hopefully a white source, to cast this irregular cohort. But a blue source will be fine as well. Just going to cast Splicer's Skill. Hopefully they don't have Mana War. Oh, thank goodness. No Mana War is such a huge... If we draw Plains, we just win right now. Plains me. Well, not hitting a land is rough. 18 land deck on the play with 3 lands. Not hitting a land by turn 4 is pretty unlikely, but we're still in good shape. I'm just glad they didn't have a Mana War. Yikes. There's a land, but it's a bit slow. That being said, Irregular Cohort is good against Kaya's Guile. It's just really a shame that we drew our one other tap land in our deck. It is a white source, though, so I can't complain too much. Hopefully we draw another land here. Okay, thank goodness. There was no counterspell. So we are still in the game, but we are significantly behind right now, I'd say. If we had been able to... Yeah. There's a lot of things that could have gone better this game for us as we speak, but... Yeah. Drawing a forest would be a huge boon, because then we could ephemerate our Deep Forest Hermit at some point. We'll probably just play the Serra Benevolent as a way to get a easy 4/4 Vigilance Flyer. And they don't really have a mana war, they would have used it already. So our second red source is really useless to us. So we don't really want to use our Ephemerate. We want to save it to protect our Deep Forest Hermit for when we draw a forest, which will happen. We could Savage Swipe a 1/1, but that doesn't seem all that good, even though they can just put 2 counters on it, but we'll save it for after they put 2 counters on it. So let's just play our Serra Benevolent. Make a 4/4. And then hit them for 2. Okay, perfect. Perfect. I actually forgot that that could become a creature. But now we get to use our Elvish Fury to kill their splash land. I mean, their mana ramp. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, they're casting a draw spell. Whew, I was worried there for a second. I was like, oh no. So they have a lot of value in their deck, but at the same time, they're not going to draw their Cankritzes all that often because they have a 60-card deck. There's no way they have all that many. They're just kind of playing every card. I wonder if this person doesn't know how sealed works because they're playing 60 cards, but their deck seems pretty solid, so I guess they probably know what's going on. If we draw a forest next turn, we're going to be in great shape because Deep Forest Hermit plus Ephemerate backup is insane. Dang, their deck is pretty good, not going to lie. Pretty good. Come on, give me a forest. I beg of you, deck. Right off the top, I need you. I need you now. Talisman of Creativity, eh? Gosh darn it! Can I catch a break once in my life? Oh my gosh. We don't really want, I guess, a Plains? It's so rough. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, ugh. I know our mana base is a little sketchy, but, I mean, losing this way is always frustrating. Frostwall is a 6, hitting us for 6 here. Yeah, I'm really not liking our spot. We just need to hit our lands earlier. If we'd hit a 4th land on turn 4, we were going to win this game, I think, pretty easily. Excavating Anurid. Just give me a... There we go. Deep Forest Hermit, save me. We have Shelter to protect it. We have Ephemerate to protect it. I'm worried about these flyers, though. Sure. So they just get 3 lands. Astrolabe, which is over there in the corner. They would have tried to kill the Hermit if they could. So we're going to go for this. We have to be able to race them. Okay, we got this. We have a heck of a lot of guys. So one of the new ones is going to take down this Frostwalla. Sure. Then we can hit them for a bunch. So they take 16. Finish it off. This thing can only put 2 counters on it, so we're still in fine shape. And we have shelter to protect us. And we have a bunch of 2/2s, so we should be fine. Holy heck. Ephemerate plus Deep Forest Hermit. Deep Forest Hermit is such a house. I think we got this. I think Deep Forest Hermit saved us. What a beast. I was like, maybe this is an Ephemerate deck. And then I looked, I was like, we have Deep Forest Hermit. Of course it's an Ephemerate deck. Boom! Let's go! Winning the match with style. We had Shelter backup. Beating the 60-card special always feels good. I hope you enjoyed that match, and I hope you stay with me for future matches. Hello, and welcome to another round here. Round 2. We will play first. And we have to mulligan, unfortunately. Only 1 land. Not quite enough, even though we do have our Sarah here. And this hand is much better. Has all of our colors, thanks to this cave. We will keep it, and we will put a forest to the bottom. And I think we will probably start off with... we're just going to start off with our forest. Because if we do want to cycle the secluded step, like if we draw plains next turn, we'll want to cycle the secluded step. So we want to give ourselves that option. Okie doke. So now we will definitely cycle the secluded step. Good that we saved it, didn't just play it on turn 1, because we do need action. Reign of Revelation would be huge here. Vengeful Devil, not actually that good against us. We don't really have a bevy of 1 toughness creatures. Oh, right, it can attack. So, Vengeful Devil's not as good against us, so we're not okay with that. We will just start developing our threats. Our first card is First Sliver's Chosen, which should be okay if they don't play like a really brutal card here. Irregular Cohort would be an excellent draw off the top for us. Hollowhead Sliver, that's a pretty good card to stop them from flooding out. Okay. Mother Bear is definitely better than nothing. Can at least trade. We can even ephemerate to... Oh my gosh, I tapped badly. I thought this was a plains, my bad. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us. We probably don't want to ephemerate our Mother Bear anyway, so... Yeah. Let's just play our 5-drop. And this game is going alright. They do have the hollow head, which is a bit of a nuisance, but we have a pretty strong late game. And, ooh, discarding Lava Dart. That's kind of effective. Enduring Sliver. We probably will attack with our first slivers chosen. So they can do 1 damage with this, 1 damage with this if something dies. So we could start hitting them for, if we put 2 counters on it. We do have a red source with this thing. I think we do want to use the Cave of Temptation this turn to make a big creature that they'll have trouble getting through. So now we have a 5/5. And they could still just draw better than us, but at the same time, we have to wait. We have a Sarah that we could draw. Sorry if I'm messing with that. I thought I'm confused. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that's a problem. So we're probably not going to win this game, but... Ice Vein Coatl is a nice draw. We don't quite... Actually, we do have 3 snow permanents. Oh, 3 other snow permanents. So, unfortunately, we do not have the requisite 3 other snow permanents. So this thing attacking is going to be really brutal for us. We're going to exile this and return it to play. To blank the Firebolt. And then when we do the return flicker, we can get our Ice Vein Coatl and draw another card. Yeah, they'll tap my first Sliver's Chosen. So we want to get rid of the looting one, I think, rather than the outlast one. If they spend their time outlasting, we're probably in a little bit better shape. And then we will, on our upkeep, flash in the Ice Vein Coatl. Oh, never mind. Now we can just do it now. Because they're not pinging our creature. They can Lava Dart it. Yep. Not much we can do about that. Not going to cast it. Mana War, eh? I think we just get back our... Mother Bear, and then bounce this token. Then we can hit them for 6. Actually, we cannot hit them, because otherwise we do not have enough blockers and we die. Okay, I think we're dead. They tap down this. We go block, block. Take 3, 4, 5. We'll make them do it, though. Oh gosh, this was just not a very good draw for us. We needed an earlier spell or some irregular cohorts of our own. They do have Firebolt, so maybe they just never draw another land and they never draw another relevant spell. Okay. So, let's begin our sideboarding. What do we want against them? Reprobation's an interesting option. Trustworthy Scout is also an option, though not one I'm really looking to pursue. So they showed me irregular cohorts and a bunch of things like that. Thornado doesn't seem good. Elvish Fury has some potential against Firebolts. Lava Dart can kill the Vengeful Devil, but not really much else. I think we just can get a better draw and win this game. I could see bringing in an Elvish Fury, but I'm not sure what I would cut. I think we're fine. First Sliver's Chosen might have to go, but this hand is much better. This hand is fantastic. We have Mother Bear on turn 2, Savage Wipe, and Pyrophobia for removal, Talisman, so we have all of our colors. So yeah, this hand is fantastic. On the draw, we might end up cutting our 5-drop for another cheap play. The 5-drop Sliver, I mean. Okay. Let's just play Mother Bear to start things off. We could like ramp into an early rain, but I don't think we want to spend 2 turns not affecting the board. And here we could technically go Talisman into Pyrophobia. Okay. I think keeping the board clear on the early turns is a priority, so we will go Talisman, Mountain, Pyrophobia, this thing, and then attack. The reason we are not using our Savage Swipe here, even though it's a clear chance to do it, is because we want to double spell with our Rain of Revelation, because that's just a nice little 1-2. Like, cast this, find a full forest, use Savage Swipe. Okay, we will definitely try to kill that. If we draw a land, we can just do it immediately. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. So we'll play our forest beforehand. Blue. I mean, we played our mountain. And we will get rid of first Sliver's Chosen, I think. Because we want to be able to cast Sarah. Then we will Savage Swipe. The first Sliver's Chosen is not really good in this matchup, I don't think. Maybe it's not that good at all, but I wanted to try it when we have double irregular cohort. I don't think we really want to prioritize it unless we have the irregular cohort out already. Okay, so they play a very slow card. If we can draw an untapped plains here, we're in great shape, and we just win probably. Icefang Coatl. Well, we're not out of drawing a plane, so let's just play the Icefang Coatl. Beautiful. We will play our Sarah the Benevolent. -3, and attack. And now we can cycle the Secluded Step. Pretty much we don't need to prioritize this unless we have the cohorts. But I think we've got this game. Lava Dart would actually be kind of good for them here. They could cast Lava Dart, make a 2/2, sacrifice the mountain, and kill both Ice Fang and Sarah, but then we still have a 4/4 and a 2/2, and we're in pretty good shape. Being on the play has been a pretty nice boon for this matchup. Knowing that they have Bigard and Dragonheart makes me less likely to side in the make a creature into an 0/1. First things first, we're going to plus Sarah, just in case they had any shenanigans. Okay. Then we'll just play the regular cohort. Not going to play our secluded step. I wonder if it's ever correct to just play Sarah plus and then ultimate her or something. Probably in some matchup somewhere, but not usually. Just making a 4/4 is probably the best. Here we're just going to make a 4/4. You know, actually we could probably just plus and play Webweaver Changeling. That would play around Winds of Abandon if they have that. They have a lot of 2/2s, so whatever card is good against a 2/2 is probably worth playing. We're actually going to cycle Secluded Step before our turn ends, just in case we draw Firebolt. They have Magmatic Summon, Sinkhole, Pyrophobia. We're going to plus just to play around Winds of Abandon, because there's no need to make another creature here. They're at 2. We have 4 lethal creatures, and they only have 1 card in hand. Boom, nice. Okay, so let's look at our sideboard a little closer. I should have zoomed in on this before. Treetop Ambusher is another 2-drop, but it dies to a bunch of their ping effects, which doesn't seem good to me. Lancer Sliver might just be the card we need. It holds back a lot of their 2/2s. Probably better than First Sliver's Chosen. Valiant Changeling has some potential. I don't think we want any of our blue cards, because keep in mind we are splashing these cards, so they have to be kind of good to play them. Force of Rage has some potential, but we don't have enough red cards to make it worth it, and our red cards are all good in this matchup anyway. Lava Dart with a little bit of potential. I don't think we want Bellowing Elk. I think siding out that for a bit of a cheaper card is much better. Trustworthy Scout has a chance potentially. Reprobation has some sort of chance. What kind of card would we bring in Trusty Scout for? I don't think Valiant Changeling is good. It's just a bit too clunky. I'm going to cut Shelter for Trustworthy Scout. I think we're just going to want to have another card that can trade. They seem like they're kind of an aggressive deck. And just having, I mean, we probably can outvalue them in the late game with our strong cards. And Shelter isn't insane. Though Trustworthy Scout's terrible. Oh my gosh, what's our worst card? I don't know. I'll make this bigger. Ephemerate might just be too cute. But we do have a lot of cute, nice synergies with it. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think we can just run the same deck. Cut the 5-drop for a 3-drop. The 3-drop kind of blanks a lot of their attackers too. Especially if we can have it out with a cohort. Yeah. I think this is good still. We could maybe cut a land on the draw. But then the question becomes which land is cuttable. I kind of want to get the scout in there, but I don't feel like they have all that many 2-drops. We've seen like 2 2-drops, I think. They have the 2 slivers, the red sliver and the white sliver as 2-drops. Universal, and then they have the 1/1. Man, we're just going to have to maybe mulligan more aggressively to make sure we get a good hand. Okay, opponent will probably play first in this matchup. And we have a keeper here. We have a turn 2 Mother Bear or a Talisman if we want to. Okay. Talisman into Firebolt, I mean. And then we also have the nice little combination of potentially a 5 mana make a 3/3 and kill a creature, or we could use a Magmatic Sinkhole combo, which is actually quite potent. And what that does is you can pay the extra delve cost on the splice, so we could potentially get a lot of cards in our graveyard and then really go to town. So here I think we like to play another snow-covered forest and then just Mother Bear. Seems decent to me. Gets a 2-drop into play. This card can trade with some of their creatures. Kind of be scary on defense. Interesting that they sided into a green-black deck. I'm glad that we didn't change our strategy. Because they were red-white, and then they're green-black. Okay, we will kill the Farmstead Gleaner. Land. Talisman. Now we have the choice, do we use our Firebolt or do we use Pyrophobia? I think we use Pyrophobia just because if we draw a Plains, we can play Splicer Skill with Firebolt, which is enough of a tiebreaker that I think it's worth doing. So, things are looking good for us so far. I think we're going to be very favored against green-black. Just give me a Plains and we're going to be in good shape. Or we can just start doing it when we have 2 more lands. This thing can't block, so I don't know why they're holding back. We'll play land first, just in case they have a flash creature, because then we could technically Magmatic Sinkhole it. We're going to wait to get more value out of our Firebolt. They held back Changeling Outcast, so... Force of Vigor. So they're going to kill our Talisman? Okay. It's a little bit awkward for us. I feel like they must have a combat trick. Okay. We're just going to Mana War the Venomous Changeling. It's not like an insane value play, but it does keep us on the board, and then we can maybe Firebolt plus Splicer's skill to get some headway. Like we kill Changeling Outcast, make a 3/3, or we attack both. And then we Firebolt Splicer's skill. We will see, we will see. Nice Talisman right there. That was a good draw. So if we do this, then we can also Magmatic Sinkhole the Venomous Changeling. I think we'll just pass turn. Because we can now use our Firebolt plus Splicer's skill to kill Outcast next turn, or if they play a small creature. Oh, yeah, that's definitely happening. take 4. So this is white. Then we will pass, turn back. If they have a second one, that'd be real bad. Real bad for us. So we have a lot of good draws here. Unfortunately, we can't really cast our double white cards. But we can flashback Firebolt to kill this thing. We have a Golem to straight up trade with this thing. We have all their 1/1s kind of held under check. Okay, I think we actually play this because that enables us to play a lot of our cards and starts turning on Magmatic Sinkhole plus Splicer skill. So I think we flashed back this. Let's just see if we can kill it. They might have a combat trick to save it. Because I think they do because they held this back on defense. But if we trade the flashback for a combat trick, we're fine. Then we will play the tapped land. And then we will pass. And we have 2 cards in Graver, so this costs 4. So this little the combo is going to cost 8. So 1 more land and we can pull this off. And we can kill that thing and make a 3/3, which will be huge. So hopefully we draw a land. Okay, so they got back 2 changelings. So they got back one of these and then the 1/1. White. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Attack for 3. Oh, never mind. I messed that up. They got back the other changeling. Whoops. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, we lose. Though we were pretty much dead anyway. I got confused on which changeling they got back. I wish it would reveal it, but yeah, they have Deep Forest Hermit. Duh. I was like, wait, where did that guy go? So attacking was just game losing, but to be fair, we were not winning this game anyway. No, we have to do... I think we just lose. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we do not just lose. We don't have any odds, though, I don't think. Yeah, I think they thought they were getting really clever with their sideboarding, but in reality, we just kind of had a lackluster draw because we didn't draw any of our good cards. If there are 3 or more creature cards, we gain 5. We do not have 3 or more creatures. We can't get this back. Yep, that's game. Good game, opponent. Dice rolling king here. Rolling and winning it again. And this hand is not keepable. We just don't have enough lands, even though it has a lot of good removal. And this hand is solid. We'll definitely keep this. And we'll put back a plains, I think. Because then we have enough lands to cast all of our stuff. start off with a mountain. Not really a reason to, just because. Okay. We can cast Mother Bear on turn 3. Playing against a white deck. There's no real reason to ramp here. We'd rather get this thing into play so that we can use our Savage Swipe if we want. Next turn we can go Talisman plus Savage Swipe. Ooh, green-white. Okay, Spring Bloom Druid. So they're getting their ramp on. I think I might just cast Splicer's Skill this turn. No, we're going to get up to the mana. We will attack. Like next turn we can Savage Swipe with a Splice, so yeah, there's no real reason to cast anything here, because we can go this plus Splice, this plus Splice. It's just kind of a good little package to have. Thundering Herd, sure. We're going to build our own Thundering Herd. One, two, three, 4. Because we want to be able to kill something potentially a little bit bigger with our Savage Swipe. Like maybe they play something else this turn, and then we can kill that other thing with our Savage Swipe, and then still be able to attack with all of our creatures. Wall of Blossoms, okay. Kind of Ownage. Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm terrified. I don't know how much I can play around them having other bears, because it's only this other bear as far as I know. This is going to kill the elephant. No attacks now. And then next turn we can sacrifice this land to make this into a scarier card. I think this game is going alright. Again, our games don't look as good when we don't draw really powerful cards like Deepwood Hermit. Oh my gosh, and it's exiled. Farewell, sweet friend. We hardly knew ye. Ouch. But every instant or sorcery we draw is really good thanks to Splicer's Skill. I don't even think we cast it, because it doesn't make our attack significantly better or anything. We'll just make our 5/5 and attack. No reason to get too greedy with our Splicer's Skill. Oh no. Regrowth. Too good. Got back their removal spell. They'll get even more value. So it's kind of a value grind here. They could be getting extra card draw, but they're getting lands out of their deck, which not subconsciously, but also kind of increases the strength of their draw. by getting rid of lands from their deck. Irregular cohort. If I was going to hold up red, I would hold it up every time, but I don't really think it represents anything, and I'm already holding up red thanks to my talisman. Okay, so that wasn't my worst draw. Lesser Masticore, eh? Well, that's a problem. They have 4, 8, so they can just start pinging one of these every turn. Urza's Rage, eh? So we can cast that, kill something, and also get another token, because 1, 2, 3. Play our land out. I think we want to kill the Masticore. Sure. They're going to ping this. Sure. So now we will kill their 0-4, I think. Make a 3-3. Because now we have decent attacks. Because the Lesser Masticore can't... I guess the Lesser Masticore can kind of trade with them. But he can't triple ping them. 3-3 is kind of a relevant stat line here. And we aren't going to be getting up to 11 mana anytime soon. Attacking. Well, we're not going to block. That seems strange to block there. Ninjutsu. Well, now they have to discard another card. Yep, I don't mind taking 6 here. My 3/3s match up really well against this. And they discard another ninja. They have no cards in hand. That was where we really wanted a spell. Okay, we will attack them. And then we'll just cast it. The time for patience has ended here. We needed to draw a spell there. But they are building up to a spot where they can just shoot down all of our guys if we wait too long, so. Keep the attacks flowing. So they can finish off the guy that they're blocking with their Masticore. And then I have a 3/3 against a empty board, but they do have a lot of lands out of their deck. But to be fair, so do we. We'll play the snow land. Okay, so they have 7, 8, 9, 10 lands out of their deck. Actually 13. Okay, that's a kind of scary draw, but we get to trade off our 3/3 with it. So now it's pretty much a pure top deck war. Okay, step 1 in top deck war is not going well. We'll attack. Play the Snow-Covered Forest and pass. We're going to play lands because we do have a draw 3 in our deck. And opponent does not have any lands left, because keep in mind they have 1, 2, 3, 4 lands in their graveyard, and they have 7, so that's 11, 12, 13, 14. So they have 3 lands left in their deck. Oh, that's the perfect draw. Let's go. Get rid of Forest. Jam Sarah. I still need to learn what cards to be holding up at what times. Make a 4/4 and pass. They might have a Defile or something. Mob. Okay, that's fine. As long as it doesn't deal with my Sarah that well. And I do have a cycling land now, so I can get a redraw on that and get my 3/3 into play. And okay, so now they have no lands left in their deck. They have all spells. But they're only drawing 1 per turn. And we do have the Sarah in play. Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think they have... I thought I counted it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to start by cycling. Plus 2, 3, 4, 5. Play the first Sliver's Chosen, and then pass the turn. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Okay, they have that thing, sure. Big draw. Nice draw, Nikolai. I knew you could do it. We'll play this thing. Boom, and they concede. Let's go. So let's look at their deck. We know a lot about it. They have Mob, 2 ninjas. No, 3 ninjas. So we need to be aware of these ninjas. Lesser Masticore, Wall of Blossoms, Isla. We don't see any bears, though, to go with the Isla. They do have... Do they have any changelings that go with the bear? They've settled beyond reality off their white splash. Okay, so this is a grindy matchup, so we don't need any of our early game stuff. That's only for the early game. Which basically means we don't have to change anything because all of our stuff is good late game, pretty much. We could also potentially get more greedy with our splash cards because we know the game's going to go late, most likely. We didn't see any flyers for Tornado. Do we want a regular cohort still? I think this card's not quite good enough. The Amorphous Axe is probably not good enough. I think our deck is already kind of calibrated for the late game, so let's just run it back. Opponent's most likely going to choose to play first, just because it's better to get on the board early and get your synergies rolling. And I have a Sarah in my deck, so if I cast that on the play, it's much better for me. On the draw, this is definitely a keep. We don't have like anything insane in this hand, but it's got all of our colors and 3 removal spells. And a little bit of ramp. This next turn we definitely play plane. I guess it doesn't really matter unless we draw second planes. Importantly, we didn't really see any haymakers from the opponent. Okay, so our mana's not perfect, but it's serviceable. I think holding up green is the most probable for a combat trick because of the buyback combat trick, so we'll just start representing that combat trick whenever we are defaulting and we have the mana to do anything. Also, we know that they have a removal spell that exiles a creature, like flickers it, so we are going to be careful of just using a Winter's Rest. Oh, that was the dream. Definitely casting that. And then this thing, if it attacks alone, it attacks for 2, 3, 4, 5, versus just attacking for 4, so. So we're just knocking out a quarter of their life total just like that. Exalted Hype. That's exactly why we're running the first Slivers Chosen. Settle Beyond Reality, sure. So they got rid of a little bit of our damage, but they hit their planes. We still can't cast this thing. But we still also just have a great hand, so I'm liking our chances here. If they try to play a creature, then we're going to just dominate them. But if they have a removal spells, then it will be easier for them to come back into the game. Because if we can just use our Savage Swipes. Rasa Behemoth. Okay. So we're going to Winter's Rest that. We could also Magmatic Sinkhole it. You know, that sounds better. Let's just do that. Because that way we don't get blown out by a second Settle Beyond Realities if they're splashing another one. And also we still set up like lethal next turn with like Savage Swipe plus Urza's Rage type stuff, and Winter's Rest is really good as just a one-turn thing. So now we have lethal set up with Urza's Rage to face plus Savage Swiping to kill that Wall of Blossoms. Okay, so they got rid of a Settle. Okay. So this is game. I think. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Kill that thing. Green. Kill that thing. Attack with all creatures. And Bob's your uncle. What you got there? Nice! Well, we're now 2-1, and I hope you stay with me for the next match. Hello, and welcome to round 4. We did lose the die roll for once, but we have an excellent hand. We have double green for our Mother Bear flashback. We can cast Ice Fang on turn 2 or Mother Bear on turn 2. And we have our Splicer skill for a little bit of late game value if we so choose. I like this hand quite a bit. I will probably start with Mother Bear, but we'll leave ourselves the option by leading with a Forest. Lesser Masticore. Wow, discarding a Trumpeting Herd. That is crazy. Now we're definitely going to lead with Mother Bear. Lesser Masticore is kind of irritating. Okay, so they are basically... That's such a weird line because they could have just discarded their like Trumpeting Herd, but they discarded their other thing instead. Let's just attack with Mother Bear. We want to start to whittle down this Master Core, and we can flash back the Mother Bear for 5 mana, which we have already. Since we don't have any instants to go with the Splicer skill, let's just cast it. But yeah, they could have just discarded the Regrowth. Okay, so they have their Trumpeter. Sinkhole, eh? So I think we just play Sarah, make our 4/4 Angel on turn 4. We can't really get too much value out of it because they have this Masticore, but we can at least make them use the Masticore on their turn here. So we can make them essentially waste a turn. Then we flash back our Mother Bear. And we are left with a 4/4 angel, and essentially having made them spend a turn. Oh, well, that's really good for us, depending on what they sacrifice. Oh, never mind. This is no longer good for us. It is a 7/7. So we can, if we're willing to exile our, let's just play our snow-covered forest and then pass the turn. We'll use our Icefang Coatl to chump block the Feaster. And then we don't have to get rid of our Mother Bear. Go, Icefang Coatl. If only we had more snowlands in play. This doesn't have trample. I'm still making sure I know exactly what all the cards do because it is still one of my first couple drafts here. Okay, so they have a Eula. Okay, end turn. Perfect. So now we will... Ooh, that was a good draw. Sinkhole. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that doesn't make any sense, because doing 5 damage does nothing. So let's just minus her, because we can't really protect her. Make another 4/4. Kill off the elephant. I should have attacked. I should have used the other angel. Attack like that, and I messed up. I could have flashback Mother Bear. No, I couldn't have. Not this turn. And then we will maybe try to kill Feaster Fools with a Marasa Behemoth, sure. Rain is a good draw. Since most of our white cards are a little bit more expensive, we'll just go like this. Though we do have a forest in hand if we need that, so let's just go like this, actually. And discard a forest. Play this. Play Talisman. And pass the turn. So in response, I think we want to kill this. We do want to keep creatures in our graveyard for our what's it called? The 5-drop 3/5 thing. So we can get back our Mother Bear. We're looking for Winter's Rest mostly right now. Let's just flash back the Mother Bear. Play our land and pass. We're in fine shape. We have a lot of removal spells. We have actually not that many that kill Feaster Fools, but we can eventually just Alpha Strike past it. Like this turn, we'll probably just go for an Alpha attack and then shelter whatever it blocks. Never mind. Protection from white. That was good. Nice little a bit of a value. Okay, first liver's chosen. Doesn't do much right now, but with a regular cohort, it still doesn't do much. So I think this turn we play a regular cohort, and we buff up one of these 2/2s, and we attack with everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we still have enough mana. So we lose a 4/4, but we deal a lot of damage here. And we're just going really wide. Like they take 7 here. And now sure, they can block our 4/4 again, but we have 4, 7, 9 damage, 7, 11 damage coming in. So even if they have another blocker, they still die. Boom. Okay, let's look at their sideboard real quick. They have a Eula, they have Spring Bloom, they have a bunch of black things, but they didn't cast a single black spell. They have Marasa Behemoth, Trumpeting Herd. Okay. And Feaster of Fools. Okay, so given that we know they have Feaster of Fools, Tornado's a really low cost card to bring in. That can definitely have a huge impact on the game, so we can cut one of our lower impact cards for that. Probably First Sliver's Chosen is one of the first cards to go. What else do we want to cut potentially? We could also cut in a regular cohort. I could see that being a cut for 2 Tornadoes. Yeah, that strikes me as pretty good. Thing with cutting a First Sliver's Chosen is then a regular cohort gets slightly worse. We could have we probably should have cut a Plains for a Forest, but that's not a huge deal. I still like having a lot of Plains, so I can cast my Sarah on turn 4 if possible. It's important to notice what your opponent puts you on. If they put you on the draw, you probably want to be on the play. Okay, we're going to keep this hand. Mulliganing is really bad. We have a Tornado, we have a land we can cycle. And this hand is not as bad as it looks. Having all of our colors is definitely something that's good. And we have 2 snow lands for if we draw a Coatl. And we will probably lead off by cycling our Secluded Steppe. We definitely don't need another Plains. Even if we draw a double white card, we don't really want it. Oh, gosh. Now we really want to punish our opponent for stumbling here. But it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. Shoot. We might cycle this Tornado. But on the play, they mulliganed, and they kept a 1-lander. We have Winter's Rest for if they have something else. Okay. Give me my Sarah or something. Oh no, we aren't going to be able to punish them. Our first play is Webweaver Changeling. If we draw our Sarah, we're just going to dominate. But they are discarded to hand size, so this game is kind of a freebie. Boom! We win the match. Our hand was not that great, but they were just really tilted and stuff. So we are 3-1 now. Let's see if we can get to be 4-1. Hope you stay with me. Hello everybody and welcome to round 5. Just wanted to say we did change in Wall of 1,000 Cuts for our Webweaver Changeling. It is basically a very similar card because we only have 8 creatures in our deck, but being able to gain flying and being in our main color is a huge asset. So just wanted to let you guys know that before we dove into the match, and we are on the play. And there's definitely a keep. Winning the die roll, we always want to be on the play with this deck because we do have Sarah in our deck. Given that we only have 1 white mana and we do have a lot of double white cards, definitely just going to lead with our Secluded Steppe. This is definitely a keep. We have 2 spells, 5 lands, but all those lands cover all of our colors, which is a key component. And now that we drew a second Plains, I kind of regret playing Secluded Steppe. We definitely could have waited, but since a lot of our cards are double white, getting down the Secluded Steppe is not a huge problem. Glutinous Slug. Definitely a card that overperforms based on what it looks like. Well, we will definitely cycle this one away. And there's the Wall of 1,000 Cuts. Let's see how it performs this game. Definitely good to note. We can cast Wall of 1,000 Cuts, but we could not have cast our double green card at this point. And this wall is probably just significantly better right now anyway. Okay, so the Gluttonous Slug is in town. We're probably just going to lead with the wall. Doesn't die to Pyrophobia. Winter's Rest. So Black-Red probably has some ways to sacrifice. So we're just going to save the Winter's Rest, or we could put it on Putrid Goblin. I kind of like just putting it on Putrid Goblin. Sure, they could just sacrifice it and get it back as a 1/1, but it'll probably save us a decent amount of damage. I don't know. It seems like a fine thing to do to me. They could just not have a way to sacrifice it too. A Fallen Shinobi. Okay. We're screwed. What did they exile? Please not Sarah. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. How many cards did it exile? Top 2 cards to the library. Just my best 2 cards. No big deal. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm just going to concede this game. We can't win. That was a beating. I cannot believe they hit my best 2 cards there. Yeah. Well then. Okay. So, Reprobation, definitely an option here. It can stop an early creature that could potentially attack us and stop that Fallen Shinobi thing. Actually, that's not even true. Reprobation is really terrible against the ninjutsu because they can still attack. Brutal. We just have to be able to block them early. I don't really think we have any good options here. Let's just go. And we will keep this hand, I think. Has a lot of powerful cards, and it has a 2-drop in it. We do have to get a little bit lucky and hit some land, but even if we don't hit land, we have a 2-drop to kind of slow him down and at least block. That was actually hilariously good Shinobi. I mean, Shinobi's just a great card on its own. Oh gosh. We're going to play our Snow Forest over a Plains, because now if we draw an island, we can cast Winter's Rest and tap this thing down. I guess them hitting Deep Forest Hermit would have been better than them hitting Ice Fang Coatl. And they also need to have blue mana to cast Shinobi. Okay, this game we're just going to hope they don't have it. Just going to curve a regular cohort into our Deep Forest Hermit, hit them for a bunch of damage, and hope that's good enough. Well, they have the island. So Shinobi's coming. It's sad because this is the exact same person that I played earlier, I think. I mean, I've definitely faced this same exact opponent earlier in this draft. I mean, this sealed run. It's just a small pool of people. I think I beat him earlier. Maybe it's the same person I lost to. One can only hope they don't have Shinobi. Of course, knowing us. Oh, thank goodness it's only a Ninja of the Hours or whatever. Deep Forest Hermit. We shall attack. We'll definitely throw a double block onto this ninja, so they can't just kill us with a second one. Okay, Lava Dart. Winter's Rest, still going to do good work here. And Cave of Temptation up there. Changeling Outcast. If they attack with their ninja, I think we're just going to chump it. Because we don't want to spend all of our guys. Okay, so they create a bunch of goblins. Actually, cancel. We will cycle first. Firebolt, eh? So if we attack with everything, then we Firebolt face. Attack. They go block, block, block. Eat this. They take 1, 2. Yeah, they're dead, I think. Unless they do some weird jumps. Yep, those are standard blocks. And then we... Oh, no. Ouch. Oh no, I should have killed this. Oh no. I messed that up. I should have Savage Swiped that. Post-combat, probably. I know they have another one in their hand. Okay, that's probably game. Think we got there. Whew. Okay, so they have an Irophage, they have another ninja, they have Goblin War Party. Okay. I think Lava Dart might just be good enough to bring in here. We could maybe shift our mana base towards a more red-centric thing to accommodate it. Force of Rage also has a lot of potential. If we go for that route. We could side in a Forgotten Cave, we could play our own Goblin War Party. We could play Goat Nap. What cards seem bad here? Our irregular cohort, I mean, I think we kind of have to keep our white cards. Our blue cards seem like they're probably okay, but not insane. We could definitely side into a heavier red package. The problem is we have so many good cards in every color. Like, we really want to keep white so we can get our Sarah. We have to keep green for our Deep Forest, pretty much, and our Savage Swipes. We want to play more red cards. So the only cards we can cut are blue cards. So I guess we could cut Winter's Rest, Man of War, and Reign of Revelation, because the matchup's not going to be that slow. So we could just cut all of our blue cards. For Goblin War Party's probably too slow for us. We'll bring an island. How much time do we have with sideboarding? We have 2 minutes, we're fine. I'm going to move this temporarily just so we can see it. Going to cut Snow-Covered Island. So we're going to add back and add a mountain. So now we have 3, 4, 5, 6 sources of red. Okay, then we're going to add Igneous Elemental, Force of Rage, Lava Dart, and Goat Nap. Yeah, Goat Nap seems good to me. So we're going to cut the blue cards for the red cards. And then we're keeping in the talismans. Huh. Do we want to make any other changes? Nope, let's just run it like this. And this is an excellent hand. Whew. I mean, it's relatively good because of the Lava Dart. Never mind on excellent hand. But it's got lands. We can kill a Changeling Outcast. Plains is a fantastic draw. So... And Goat Nap taking their Fallen Shinobi and hitting them with that is kind of good. Because then we get to draw the cards. So Lava Dart can fuel the Igneous, but Igneous is a long ways away. Oh gosh, what have we done? Maybe we really messed up our mana base. Oh no. We'll kill the Sling-Gain Lieutenant. Yep. I'm surprised they didn't just sacrifice the Sling-Gain to itself. Shoot. I think we have to cycle Forgotten Cave. It's a real shame to get all this way and then lose to mana problems in the final game. But we did side into a lot sketchier mana base for sure. But if only we had a Plains. Goat Nap maybe wasn't the right fit either. We're just going to hope they don't have anything. Actually, we could Goat Nap and then suicide something into another thing. That is an option. But I think we just throw this into a Slug. You know, we're just going to pass and hope to get value out of our Goat Nap Savage Swipe. I think that's the only way we win this game. Okay. Opponent has no cards in hand. Mother Bear. Our Igneous Elemental is never going to get cast this game. If only this could sacrifice itself. We've almost stabilized. If we draw another mountain, we might stabilize. Sure. So we lava dart this. We have to lava dart this either now or on a turn. We wait to see if we draw a mountain. This is where we just pray that they whiff on a spell, and we can kill it with... I don't even know. We can't kill it with Igneous anymore. Rats! Shoot, we lost. There's no way they don't draw a creature at some point. So we need to whip them to whiff one more turn, and for us to draw a red source. Arg! We were so close to winning this game. Goat Nap was a complete blank. Oh man, we should have just not changed anything, I guess. Rats! We were so close. If we'd hit a second red source, we would have had him. Oh, well, we managed to end up going 3-2. Our deck definitely could have done a little bit better. That last sideboard change might have been too much to handle. We didn't really have all that many red sources for a double red card, and it might have just cost us the match, because we only had we had about 7 red sources or something like that. We really just needed any removal spell that game, and we unfortunately were unable to find it. But that does not mean we did not have some success. We ended up going 3-2. We got a couple of cool prizes back. I hope you did enjoy this video. Remember to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you did. If you did make it all the way to the end of the video, leave a hashtag 4-color control in the comment section down below to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, and let me know if you want to see more of this type of video in the future, and I'll talk to you guys next time.